What is going on, everybody? Whoop. Let me know if everybody can hear me and see me. Hey, everybody. Roll call. Bubs. Mr. Meow. Dave. Chris. Lackawanna. How's it going, everybody? Eminem. All right. What is up, everybody? Gonna take a few minutes. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, I was trying to do get a second cam going. I've done it before, but for some reason this time it didn't want to. Oh, that's why. It's because I don't have my headphones. That's why. Okay, yeah, I was doing some echoing, like hardcore echoing. And yeah, I didn't like that. So that's why I'm a little late, because I'm like, why is it doing the echo? And then, of course, sitting here like a fool trying to figure it out. Oh well. Ben, how's it going? K-Town. Dwight. Yeah, eh? I see a lot of Ontarioites in the chat. Give us a Canada flag if you're in Ontario right now and loving this lockdown. I can't do it. I don't have little app thingies for the chat. I don't have any bacon, unfortunately. Sorry. Wrong channel, man. It's all good. So tonight I'm gonna do a bit of work on the layout. I'll do like a somewhat of a layout. I'll show you guys what I have been working on the last couple of days, and then I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna get some work to do. In order to really solidify my shops here where the laptop is actually sitting, I have to get this back corner here done, just like the other corner. You'll see. But it's still in the store somewhere. In some store, maybe it's still overseas being made right now. I don't even know. It's I don't know. I might be just blowing smoke myself, but yeah, I don't know where the steam locomotive is. Yeah, I got like tons of work to do, and I've done quite a bit. You can kind of see. Look, I've got 3 levels now. What's that? What's going on with that? Well, you'll find out in a minute. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well, and going a little stir crazy myself, and yeah. Any recommendations as to what one to get? Because like I feel like I'm out of the loop. Like if you said, yo, go get a diesel locomotive, and I'm all like, yo, SD40, GP40, they're all good, I guess. Hey, James. James, thank you for the tip. I was going to mention this in a bit, but I'm glad you're here. I'm going to shout you out in a minute here, besides just the one that I just did. But I'm going to shout you out again. So stay tuned. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to do like a bit of a, a little update tour thingy, just to kind of show you what I've been working on this past, I guess, week or two. You guys probably saw my last layout update, which overall was like throughout December and over the Christmas holidays and whatnot. Oh man, I would have loved a Royal Hudson. But the problem with that is that I'm very like, okay, I'm gonna get the locomotive, but if I have the locomotive, I'm gonna want the cars to go with it. So what I might do is I might wait until if they do passenger cars, because what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have like a Royal Hudson pulling via rail cars. I mean, like it to me, it's just that pains me. You know, I can't do that. I don't know. It feels weird. You know, so it is what it is. I mean, I don't do things prototypically always, but that would probably that'd probably bug me. I gotta be honest, and I can't just run a $700 steam locomotive without the proper cars for it. So, anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, when I did my last layout update, I was talking about how I got some stuff for Christmas, and I was talking about these guys. This is the Walthers control system. You guys know I am totally in love with this set, and push button technology, right? So you've got the cables, and you get standard cables. I want to say that's a meter or 3 feet, depending on your unit of measurement that you prefer, which doesn't really go very far. I gotta be honest with you. 3 feet, like my bottom layout itself, from the back to the front, that's 3 feet, which technically is okay because I don't have a switch machine way at the back, but you want a bit of slack to it as well, so it's not like pulling. But also when it gets to my second level, I have to run, and you can kind of see, well, here, I'll turn this around and I'll show you. So see how I have like a gap there between that level and that level? So there's a space there, and it's behind the backdrop, and I will basically run my cables into that spot, and then it'll fall down to the very bottom underneath my bottom level. So that's definitely longer than 3 feet. So I needed to come up with a way to make extension cables. So I'd seen these on the website, the Walthers website, and then I'd seen them on the OVR website because that's where I buy all my stuff from. And yeah, you just literally, you get the same cable. I think there's like 5 of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you get 5 cables, but they all have the same ends to them. There's no connectors. And I was kind of, cheesed about that because I'm like, that doesn't help my situation. But James suggested, he said, well, they're the servo type because they are servo switch machines, but the connections on them are servo for model, I think he said model airplanes or RC cars. And I went onto Amazon as he had suggested, and I got this little doohickey here, and for, I want to say it was $12 from Amazon, and I think I paid $4 shipping. It took like 3 days to get here, and it gives you both the female and male connectors. So this is the bridging part here where you can connect 2 cables together, right? But you have to make your own connection. So it gives you the little see, I don't know the names of any of this stuff because I'm still kind of new, but basically you break one of these off, you attach your wire to it, and then you stick it in the little piece here. Now these are for the female connectors because it sticks out farther than the actual plug. And then you plug that into this, which is your bridging connector. And then at that point, you connect the other side, which is more of a male, which also accepts the pin, the other side of the pin. Let's see if I can do it. And it plugs in. So you've got 3 wires attached to that plug, and then you bridge it over. And then basically you're creating however long of a connection or wire connection you want, which is great because I'm looking at least, I don't know, 7-foot long cables from top to bottom. So I'm going to look for a spool of this, 3-colored wire, and then I'm going to make my own connection wires from the top where the switch machines are. It's going to run to the back, run down the wall, so it'll be hidden, and then under the layout where I can have one of those little boards I showed you guys from Walthers, and then I can plug multiple switch machines in it, stick a power cable into it, and then I can power switches that are all the way up on the top level. I know it sounds like a lot. I probably didn't even explain it properly because I'm terrible at explaining things. But if you get the gist of what I'm saying, or if you don't, I'm probably going to do it in real time so you guys can actually see me do it, and then you can, try it out for yourself, because it's honestly, it's neat. Yeah, the way they work, the way they light up and stuff. Go check out Eminem's channel. He did a full-on video of how he installed it, and he did it quite well. So go check him out and go check out his videos. All right, so over this past week, hey, it's Heath. How's it going, Heath? And Chew 1976 and Justin. How's it going, guys? So I'm going to do like a little bit of a show and tell here. I'm going to show you what I've been working on. Let's see how far this thing will go. Sorry about the shakiness, by the way. I'm going to just pre-warn you here. And get rid of this tripod because I was going to use that, but forget that. Okay. So you can kind of see here. Obviously, you guys know that I've been working in the yard and trying to get this all done, basically. Because I did way back there. You can see where all the trees are and stuff. I did do a lot of trees in that area, or I was able to. Let's see if I can go back here a bit. There we go. And basically, I've got all my ballast done up to about here, where the go bus is, and forward, right? So I just got to glue all this down. So all that ballast needs to be glued down, and then I got to add obviously a bit more to it, maybe some greenery in there as well. And then I can keep going along here, which obviously you can see where the pink foam is. It's not glued down or anything. I'm just kind of shaping this area to go forward. But that's kind of the plan there. Also, you'll notice that I got more modules up. I put that corner module up, and I made a smaller one for this area here. This way I can start my second level once I build up my helix a bit more. Then I had to take another one, which it was technically one long one from back there to right about here. And I had to cut it down, obviously, to make a little square one there. And then I made one to fit in here. But I'm not putting that in yet until I finish back in that area there. So along with that, obviously, I did all the switch machines that are back in that area there. And I'm kind of working my way this way as far as switch machines as well. Which, I'm getting there. But it takes a little bit. And, I need another board. I need another power supply for it. So, I need to stock up when I make my next order, basically. When it comes to over here, this is where I'm going to be doing my work tonight. And basically, I'm going to be filling in back there because once I put the second level up, I won't be able to really reach back there. And doing all the scenic stuff back there is, it's a little tougher. My arms aren't that long. And from here, from this piece here, or this corner here, back to there, you're looking at about 3-4 feet. So it's it's a little rough. So I have this open up here. I'm going to get my cat to move, and I'm going to get right in there, and then I'll be able to do some work back in here. What exactly I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the weaving, kind of like what I did right here. So when I normally do it, I box the outside with foam. That way, when I go to do my fascia, it just goes flat up against it, and I can trace along that and then paste it right to it. And then once I do that, I can do my cross strips and then go back this way, obviously weaving in and out. And I have to continue on down this way as well. This all has to be done and, you know, whatever, before I can put my bridge in place and put it there permanently. Because working underneath this, like let's say plaster cloth and all that, it's not easy at all, and I don't envy anyone who decides to do it that way, but you know, to each their own. Also, you can see here I got a bunch more of these L brackets, and I was able to put all my L brackets up for my top level. That's right, level 3. Level 2, level 3. Now, the reason why I did this mostly is because I've ordered my my backdrop for my second level, and just like the bottom, you see how I have the L bracket hidden there? So I had to put these up first, and then I got to put my backdrop over it, and then, you know, obviously that'll be hidden and you won't be able to see it, except for maybe like, you know, that much of it, which if you think about isn't really that much anyways. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be here in like a week or two. And it's a tree scene, so a lot of trees. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, I'm really happy with my choice. Now, I also did get a couple for the top level as well. And the reason why I did that was so that I can do that far corner there. Because once I start doing my helix, I don't want to, you know, be bending over backwards to try and post a backdrop up here if I'm like hanging over like these posts and I've got like, you know, the helix in the way and all that. Ugh. So I'm gonna do the top one as well. Even if I just do 2 posters, so I can get out to like maybe like this section here, where I'd be out here in the front, as opposed to standing in there trying to do all this. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work, but you know, it's getting there. Yeah, it's getting there. It gets so frustrating though sometimes because it's like there's so much, like literally so much to do. Oh, and I actually haven't done one of these things for a couple of months because I didn't do one last month because it was shorter period. I took a bit of a hiatus over Christmas to spend with family, and you can obviously see my beard is coming in nicely. That's right. If you guys didn't hear that, that was my cat. She's kind of my co-host right now. So to prep for this back section here, what I did, and I'm gonna have to get it. So I pre-cut strips of cardboard. They doesn't really matter how thick they are. It's like 2 inches or whatever. I don't know. I find a good width and yeah, I just cut strips using a straight edge. Always save your cardboard. You know, it's a form of recycling, I guess, because it's going to good use. And then I've got some plaster cloth as well. Give me 1 second. This is the plaster cloth I got. I got it from Michael's. Whoop. Plaster cloth. Works out to being about 11 or 12 feet long. And I don't know how wide that is. It's probably about 7 inches wide. 8 inches wide. Close. But basically, I cut this in strips just like the cardboard, and I do it one at a time. So, Conrail 8098. So I was able to ship like one of the things, because only for the fact that Ontario now is like shut down. I'm trying to avoid going out, so I'm gonna be shipping the other stuff shortly. Just bear with me, because obviously Ontario, like, I'm pretty sure you're in the States, so I'm not sure how you're affected by it, but we're like literally the only thing that's open is like food and LCBO and pharmacy. Yeah, so it's been quite hectic, especially with my kids having to homeschool and whatnot. Brutal. All the more to my wife, though, for putting up with that and doing her best to help them. And then obviously, like, because there's two of them, sometimes we'll switch out and we each take one and try to help them. But let me tell you, schooling is, I mean, they do Catholic school, where when I grew up, public school, and it's totally different. So it's all new to me, really. But Illinois, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try my hardest, dude, to get it out to you soon. But I mean, hang in there. I have everything already boxed. I did what I could, but I just got to get to the post office, and hopefully they'll be able to get that out too. I'm not even sure how well things are moving back and forth over the border as well. Oh, hey, Robin. Yeah, you guys got curfewed. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to curfew us, but who knows? I don't know if anybody else has been shipping or getting stuff over the border and whatnot. Heath, yours is gone. Yours is like, you'll get it like, what's today? Thursday, Friday. You'll probably get it Monday or Tuesday, unless they're like, but yeah, yours got shipped. Yeah, I just grabbed a random one and said, okay, yeah, go. But yeah, things have been pretty hectic here, so bear with me. They are on their way, like I said. So, and I hope you guys enjoy those gifts too, because those were Eminem and also Dave 88, who obviously gifted those as well. So, and myself, but yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if, like, I mean, with the way that things are going, like, Strasbourg sounds dope on paper, but like, going over borders and stuff like that, I mean, it's just, last year wasn't great. This year is probably going to be another 2.0 kind of deal. So I don't know, man. So yeah, I guess I should get started. No time like the present, right? I'll be able to take your questions and whatnot as well. Whoop, there we go. Hopefully I'm not in the way. And I wonder if I can see the actual comments. Oh, okay, here we go. Have you thought about getting Lionel HO products? No, I honestly have not. I've got no quarrel with Lionel, but they haven't really done anything that's interested me. However, if you guys follow me on other forms of social media, you will have seen my post from the other day and talking about how Rocco, which is a company that's overseas, Rocco is re-releasing the Northlander train in HO scale. And let me tell you how happy I am about that. Extremely. That's the only thing I can say is extremely. Not only is like the Northlander like a sweet looking set, but it's obviously it's been over 10 years since they released the last one. I think it's been at least over 15 years. But yeah, for them to re-release it, like, that's nuts. So I'm pretty stoked on that. That made my whole year. Yeah. Pretty excited about that. And yes, I'll probably be getting one. And so will Justin. Justin wants two. Chew, are you going to get one too? I checked with Otter Valley, and he has sold Rocco stuff in the past, so I would not be surprised if he does get the Northlander set in. I'm definitely not on TikTok. Oh my gosh. From what the website says, in like, I can't remember if it was like Swedish dollars or yen or whatever it was posted in. Oh, probably pound, British pound. Like 600 for the set, 600 pounds, which probably is about $700. But if you think about it, it's 2 powered units, so 2 powered locomotives, and those usually average out about 300 to 350 each. So there's a $700 set of 2 locomotives, easy. And then it comes with 2 coach cars, which basically you're looking at about $100 each car. Oh, it was euro? Oh. All I know is our colorful money, so. Everyone always makes fun of Canadian money because it's so colorful and, whatnot. Oof. I wish I was more limber. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just heating up my glue gun right now because definitely need the glue gun for this. Can we do this? Yes, I can. Okay. So what I really wanted, which I'm pretty sure I forgot, even though I'm stuck in here now. All right. So you notice that like all these are like up like this, right? It's because I wasn't too thrilled with how they were like upward, how upward they were. So I have to kind of like, redo a couple of these. Okay. Thank you. My backdrop, I've had a lot of questions about my backdrop, actually. I get it on eBay from a seller. If you look up the name Amanda Jane, over in the UK, that's who I get them from. So I'm just taking the ends off of these so that they will sit a little bit flatter. There we go. Okay. So now, like I said, I usually do a foam riser right around the edge. Because this is rounded, I did one long piece and I cut it into little, I guess, 4-inch sections. And then I glued them down in like that semicircle there. So I'm going from the riser now, from the edge of the riser, right over to that. And then that is how it will basically get glued. It'll get glued right like that. Now I use a cheapo dollar store glue gun, and I've been through a couple of these. I think it's like a couple bucks, like $2. And then I get little bags of glue sticks. You can see like I've got a mountain of them here. And it's like $1.25 for a little baggie. So I get about four or five at a time, and it fills this container up. And I go to town, and yeah, that way I never run out, basically. So let's see if this thing is hot enough yet. And it does dry fairly quickly. I think secretly Eminem is like moving over to Steam era. That's what I think. I think that might be partially why I'm worried about getting a steam locomotive, and I'm going to be all like, oh, now I need more. Truth is, I used to have one. One was given to me when I was really young, but it was broken. So obviously, because I don't know how to fix steam locomotives, I ended up just selling it with a couple of other things that I didn't really use, or they were just taking up space, right? That's what happens. Yeah, I doubt that's the case, Mark. Mark is accepting resumes. If you want your layout ballasted, like amazingly, email your application or something to Mark there at M&M Rails, and I'm sure he'd be happy to ballast your layout for you. Yeah, well, I mean that was originally what I was gonna do, Bubs. Because I'm really hoping that at some point a manufacturer does one of the many Ontario Northland steam locomotives, because that's exactly where I'd put it. I put that display track there for a very specific reason, and it's that reason. It would seem weird putting my caboose on that track, like such a large track. Also, no Ontario Northland cabooses are on track anywhere, so, or on like a display track. Although up where I live in Ottawa, like many different towns around me, and obviously Dave can agree because he's got one in his town, but there's usually a CP locomotive, or not locomotive, caboose, wide Angus, sitting on a display track right in town, which I personally think is neat. Because if I had to drive through town every single day, I would stare down that caboose because that's like my favorite caboose. It's the wide vision caboose. Dave knows what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to make this, not that big of a hill. I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill here, but I'm trying to make a mountain out of cardboard. Just kidding. This is just like flat. I mean, it's not completely flat. You'll be able to see that there's like an upward angle to it. Only two, James? I mean, I've got one right now, but I've got about like 5 on order from Rapido. I wanted to make sure I had every number. Don't ask me why. I probably won't need all of them anyways. But I mean, let's look at the history here. I mean, I've seen one of those caboose. Can I call it a caboose? Is anybody gonna be mad about that? I've seen one of those caboose go for like $400 on eBay. Drew Dude, what's going on? I wonder if any. Yeah, you guys can probably hear me. I got the microphone here, so there we go. Okay. Van. Yeah, I guess. But like, when I hear van, I think, minivan, or, doesn't look like a van. I call it a boose. I'm, incorporating street slang with my hobby, so I call it a boose. Sounds pretty lame, I know, but that's how I check out that new boose that X manufacturer is doing. Isn't it the bee's knees? So I should be done my layout by next week. There's a huge thing going on right now where it seems that everybody is getting a lot of work done on their layout. And I think it's mostly because we are trapped inside. I think Mark finished his layout earlier today. Dave finished his layout like last year. And by the end of the month, I'll be done my layout. So you realize people can't come over and play trains, and then you're like, ah, what a world. Oh, Heath. Remember during that live, the gentleman who joined, and he was just looking to make conversation about I don't, like, we don't even know what it was, like, but he joins live streams to bring up topics to get conversation going. Oh man. I think about that every day. So this is just one way you can do this. I'm sure that there's plenty of other ways. Let's see. Yeah, really. Okay, well, it turns out I can just clip it there. You know, if it's one thing I like doing, it's the whole artsy side of model railroading. Yeah, it's, you know, it's fun. It's my bread and butter, basically. I mean, a lot of people will use, like, you know, the Woodland Scenics or whatever, and they're like, you know, they go on to say, well, it's low temp or whatever, and I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Well, obviously means it's like it doesn't get very hot, which, I mean, if it's hot glue, don't you want it to get hot so that it melts the glue, you know? But I mean, just like, you know, it's a dollar store um, sticky glue. Doesn't need to be some expensive thing from Woodland Scenics. Coming from the guy who bought the Woodland Scenics vacuum, but you know, it is what it is. That was for testing purposes, though. Why? Why would you do that? Let's see here. The only thing I hate about glue or hot glue is like this stringy garbage. You got to make sure that none of that is on your track, because if that gets into your wheels, but I usually go over my stuff here with my eraser. So K and J, how's it going? How many F40s from Rapido do you have? I wonder, can you guys even see that seam? Because there's a seam and it's right there. I don't know if you guys can actually see that or not. But if you cannot see that, then that's really neat. Not a neat as in I did it properly, but a neat as to how well these things go together. Nice. So it's, the seam is right there. No? Either way, like, I guess because of where the camera is, you can't really see it. But like, I can see it from here, and it's bugging me like so bad. I'm like, I'm gonna have to put like a whole forest there just to hide my shame. I'm just excited to get to the second level, and I know like a few others are as well, because they're like, come on, we want to run trains. And I'm like, well, yeah, it takes time. No pressure. That is a lot of glue sticks, but you know what? I've gone through like so many glue sticks. Like when I look at how many glue sticks that other section at the other end of my layout, how many I actually went through, you're like, yo, that's a lot of glue sticks, and I'm like, I know that's a lot of glue sticks, and then we'd probably go back and forth for a good hour talking about how that was a lot of glue sticks. But you know what? Like, I don't like I'm not wasting it. Like, I don't coat this stuff in it. But when you go like this, right? Yeah, it's got like that flex to it. But when you weave the second layer on here and then it dries and you go like that, and it's like, that's pretty strong. Like, I'm sure if I leaned on it with like my 200 and some odd pounds of force, it would like, I'd go right through it, because hot glue is more of like a tacking substance. It's not gonna hold it as a overall solution to permanently fixing something to something. Yeah, Dollarama is like my best friend, which is kind of sad. Well, maybe your weight, Dennis, but like, I'm like, I'm like 5 Dennises compared to your 1 Dennis. But I mean, like, hot glue is and always will be just, attacking substance. Whoop. Yo, you me both, pal. And like, to be honest, like, my wife's got me on this whole thing now where I'm not allowed to eat fast food for the entire month of January. And I gotta be honest, I have not eaten any fast food for the month of January. Which, you're like, come on, Chris, it's like the second week of January. And I'm like dying on the inside. But not the same as I would be if I was continuously eating as much, fast food. But then, like, obviously Justin posts pictures of him at Taco Bell. And I'm like, oh. Okay, let's talk Taco Bell for a second. The quesarito, that's like a new thing. Well, it's somewhat new. Yo, super dry January. until like fasting February happens, and then then I'll really die. Yes, we do. It's the best worst thing to have in your town. Yo, pizza is like my weakness. Like if I had a weakness, it would definitely be pizza. Okay, so I'm just kind of starting at a random spot here, just to kind of say this is where I'm starting. And I feel good about it. Yo, that Boston pizza thing where it's like a bacon, or not a bacon cheeseburger. No, it's like a burger, but it's a pizza burger. It's a limited time only thing. Hey, Highland Husk Mooch Squad, how's it going? Mark, you'd have an awesome time with Justin or Dennis. They're both awesome to chat with. I'm waiting for someone to interview Mark because I think that he needs like an awesome interview by someone that can interview him. Like if I interview Mark, first off, he'd probably say no. But if someone was to interview him, I think that he would make it the most like he would give all like non-serious answers, which I think would be hilarious because he can make it sound like they're serious answers. That's the way he is. See? That's the problem. Mark doesn't like to talk about himself. Mark, isn't it your birthday soon? Dun dun dun. Are you serious? It's 9 o'clock already? Holy moly. Yo, Mark is like a butterfly. He's like coming out of his cocoon like real soon. Trust me. That caterpillar is good to go. You wish. He wants to leave the chat, but secretly he's waiting for me to start a fire with this dollar store glue stick. It's like, yo, how good is this glue stick? Yo, it's not. It caught my house on fire. Thanks, Lackawanna. Honestly, it just, there's honestly not much to it. This is very brainless for me to weave cardboard and fill in an area like this. Mind you, it's like long overdue because I probably should have done this like, a year ago. And by that I mean like sometime last year. But honestly, like, I don't know what it is, and I don't know how everyone else is feeling, but like lately there's been like, this lack of drive to do anything, and it's nuts. Like I work from home and I work right beside my train layout. Hey Robert, how's it going? Like I work at home and I work literally within my layout, you know. So the last thing I want to do when I'm not working, which is at, obviously 40 hours a week, is come down to my layout and work on it, which, as you can imagine, just seems daunting to say the least. All right, Dave, thanks for stopping by, man. Next time I'll bring bacon, possibly. If you guys didn't watch last week, Dave A88 over on his channel, he was doing some work and running some trains. And we do this every Thursday. So check this out. I can totally post this. I'm going to post this for Dave here. Bam. So this is week 2 actually of the month, and that's why I'm here, and that's why you're here. Next week we're going over to Mark's channel next Thursday, and we're gonna see what he has in store. Apparently he's been working on his layout. Yeah. If you guys have any crazy bacon recipes that you want Dave A88 to try out, come back, obviously next month in February, first Thursday in, yes, Mark, you're next Thursday. If you can, if you want. I mean, totally up to you. No pressure or anything. He's like, well, I feel obligated now. So normally I get my wife to do this, and that's not even a joke. Normally I'm like, yo, wife, can you do this while I work on something else? And she hates doing this. Now, to her, this is like, obviously, it's not really hard work, but because she always burns herself on the hot glue stick, it's one of those things where like I would like to not do that because burning myself does not sound like a fun thing to do. And I've already burned myself a couple of times already because it's hot glue, obviously. But it's, obviously it's not a big deal. But yeah, so my wife won't do this anymore. So I have to do it now. Kind of sucks, but yeah. Yo, she did a lot on the last layout too. If you guys remember my whole, like I had a rock face with the grass above and below it and whatnot. She did like a lot of the weaving for that. And then I just came back and I plaster clothed it and whatnot. So like she's, actively trying to help me when I force her to help me. But yeah. But yeah, she normally hates doing this because of the hot glue gun. Oh yeah, so when I obviously I cut the thing cardboard, right? But it's still fairly dense. And what I do is I squeeze it like that, and the inner to it collapses. So it loses that, and now it's able to be a little bit more flexible. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, where I'm just squeezing the cardboard like this, that's what I'm doing. No one asked, but here we are. Yeah, really. Like I could find a nice 2x4 here that would that would probably work well. So now also you want to make sure you're doing it in opposites as well, right? So that's the trick with weaving. Don't go just one way. All right. So I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. So obviously as well, you'll notice I cut off a whole bunch of short pieces. These don't go to waste either, because I've got smaller areas here that I also have to do. And I just kind of fill it in as I go. Ration packs. Now, obviously, this is just going to be field, so there's nothing really special to this area here. It's really just, you know, it's just field. But obviously, because the train goes by and all that, want to make sure that it looks, you know, somewhat decent, right? Because it could potentially be an area that you would take pictures of, right? I guess. I don't know. Either way, try your best to make it look good. A tougher area is going to be in here. I don't know if you guys can. Oh yeah, you guys can totally see. Yeah, where the like this area right here, it's going to be a little bit tougher because the track here and whatnot, it's such a steep drop to here. You know what? Not terrible, but actually, I kind of want to try that now. I'm getting sidetracked myself just because I'm curious to see how well this will kind of go together here. Yes, that's true. There is, if you look very closely here, you can see a soccer net, which I am going to very conveniently cover with a tree and a bush. That is totally a field. And there's totally a fence back here too that kind of goes out this way. But this totally means that I can have like a fence going like this or something. And then bush and stuff, you know, whatever. Probably yeah, just send it. Exactly. Hey, as long as it gets done and it looks decent, I don't care. You know, I was honestly thinking about that, but like for where it is, you would never see it. That's the problem. Is you know, if I was to put water here, you would never see that. And yeah, I don't know, it makes me sad because I don't want to do all that work with making the water look cool and stuff, and you're not even gonna really see it, right? I mean, like I could put a little cam on the on a car, and then you'd see it. But how often am I going to do that? Not often enough, I want to say. I want to say not often enough, but who knows? Okay, so that doesn't look terrible, right? I don't know if you guys can even see that or not, but it's an Easter egg. Not everything is a video game or movie. Also, I want to get a large chunk of this done before the summer. Most people take the time off in the summer to, go outside and stuff. But because of this whole situation, we'll just call it a situation. I've got a few other things that I plan on building in the actual, in July. No, June. June is when it should be nice out. So in June, as some of you probably don't know, I did a lot of extreme sports when I was in my youth, a long time ago. But I tend to want to carry that on to my kids because my boys, they have a lot of energy. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's where all my energy went to. In fact, I'm on energy replacers right now, called Monster, and basically, it gives me a little bit of energy for a little bit of time. Slowly kills me on the inside, but that's okay. And so basically, what I plan on doing is building like a mini pipe in the backyard to teach them how to skateboard. The street that I live on is like very busy, so having them out front is just it's a parent's worst nightmare. I don't know how many of you have kids. I'm sure most of you do, but all right, Eminem. Don't forget to go over to Mark's channel next Thursday for part 3 of Third Rail Thursday. But yeah, so I plan on building a mini pipe in the backyard, and I'm going to teach them how to like drop in and maybe do some tricks, which, I was okay at when I was younger. I could do all that stuff. So just keep them busy, But yeah, back to my point. So it's like I wanted to, get a lot of this done now because that building that is gonna take it's gonna take a lot of resources, mostly 2x4s, to build that mini pipe. It's not huge by any means, but it'll be decent size. I don't really have a theme for the GVO After Dark at the end of the month, to be honest with you. Keeping it cash. Things are very there's not a lot of new releases right now that I can show off, and nothing like the B units from Rapido came out, but they're not in store yet. But I don't have an A unit except for Ontario Northland. I've got those what are they called? FP7s, but they don't have Ontario Northland B units like that. So yeah, they never did any. So no real point in getting one yet. And there was nothing else that really caught my eye recently that has been released that I'm all like excited about. I don't know about you guys. So there's like so with the top of it, what I'm doing is the cardboard splits and it's like flat, right? Kind of like that. So it's kind of getting sandwiched, but it kind of goes right on the edge of the riser and down, but it's still fairly flat with it. I don't know if there's a right way or wrong way to do this. It's just how I've been doing it. But yeah, I'm trying to keep it as low as a transition as possible without it looking like it's dropping off. And then when I put the ballast down, it should be okay. Well, I mean, the 420 looks decent, and you guys are totally right. The 420 is going to probably be the next big thing that's going to hit shelves. But yeah, Robin, you're totally right. It's not going to be here until like I guarantee you, at least second week of February. So when that comes in February, that kind of handles February's live show, probably. But yeah, like, is Mark gone? Is Mark gone from the chat? Okay, because his birthday is this month. And before the whole, yeah, I can't tell you what day Mark's birthday is because he will literally kill me if I start telling everybody when his birthday is. Oh, good night, James. You have yourself a good one. Yeah, Chris. I was telling because yeah, the B units they're coming in, like they're at Rapido right now, but I don't have any A units to go with those B units, so it kind of seems silly, right? March 5th. What's March 5th? 1500 BC. I'm lost. I might have missed another comment, but I'm lost. Oh, no. His birthday is this month. But yeah, he has well, I think we all wanted to kind of show what we got for Christmas. That was kind of like the initial discussion because we sit down at a big round table, the three of us, and we talk about what our plans are. And by that I mean I'm totally joking. We don't sit down like we're on a chat thingy, so we usually talk about what ideas and whatnot we have, and what the general idea for it was to kind of show what we got for Christmas and talk about them, etc., etc. Because we all got some neat stuff. Yeah, you totally could. I'm not sure how prototypical it will be. I'm not even sure who Ontario Northland got theirs from. So, I would need to know, well, do I get a CP one? Because I'm pretty, like, it looks close to CP, but I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure the next custom paint job that I'm going to do personally, I'm waiting for those steam generator units, the steam gens. For those of you who don't know what the plan is, because I did mention it before, but I pre-ordered one of the steam generator units from Rapido in the unpainted, so that I can do the Diet Pepsi paint scheme. And then instead of doing a Rapido F40, I was going to get one of the new Walthers F40s when they come out, because I've stripped those before and the plastic works really well and I had no issues. I don't know how stripping a Rapido unit would go. I have no idea. And I don't really want to spend $300 on a locomotive for it to be totally botched. They said that they're willing to do, like, if, let's say, if a couple of people pre-order them, then they will. But, yeah, only if you order it. You have to pre-order it. They're not making extras. Most of the time, I just go off the website. I mean, look what they did with the E8, the special edition Amtrak. Like, they said that they were originally only going to make so many, and then because it was a huge demand, then they ended up turning around and saying, okay, well, here, let's do some more. Yeah, probably. I'm pretty sure they do. I might even have a set, to be honest with you, a set of decals. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing the Pepsi one though, because go Pepsi, right? I don't know, like there was some people who said that I should do the flat car and find the what are they called, Land Rovers or Range Rovers or whatever, to do the whole complete set. But that seems like a lot. I'm not even sure where I'd find those cars in HO scale. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're going to pay for them, right? So there's that much of a demand. I mean, the pre-orders sold out pretty quick too. I mean, you got to take that into account as well. Well, if the pre-orders sell that quickly, maybe there is a market for it secretly. You didn't know you wanted one until Did you guys see the Via Rail E8s? Those look pretty sweet too. So it's about what, 300 a piece for a DCC sound. But did you see that there's a set that's being sold on eBay, and they are Rivarossi. One's a dummy, and one's just DC, and they want $300. See, it's very time consuming, as you can tell. I mean, the first, I guess, I want to say 20 minutes, it was, obviously saying hey to everybody. And, honestly, I showed a little bit of the layout as to what I've been working on and whatnot. But, like, basically working on this for an hour, and, like, this is what I've got. That's what I got to show for it. It just takes so long, time consuming. That's why I normally get my wife to do it. Oh. I guess there's no real way to say I should have gotten this much done in this amount of time. seems like I'm like mostly talking with you guys as well, but it's a lot more, you know, fun than me just doing this quietly. I usually see something shiny and I get distracted. Then I'm like, oh, there's something more interesting. Now see how it like kind of staggers in and out like that? This is actually a perfect angle to kind of critique the work, because what'll happen here is that we're going to fix that by doing this. Now, keeping in mind, I'm no Bob Ross or anything, but I've done quite a bit of weaving, I guess. I don't know. I've probably done a lot of weaving. I mean, I've had like lots of layouts, so lots of practice. And yeah, that really burns, by the way. When you get like glue on your finger like that, jeez. Thank you, by the way, for hanging out with me while we do this. One day, hopefully one day soon, you'll be hanging out and there'll be trains going around. But until you can get to the destination, you kind of have to have the journey, right? Is anybody keeping track? I just added another one. I don't feel like I'm burning through them as quickly, but at the same time, you know. And I was talking with Dave earlier because he was like, "So what are you doing for your live tonight?" And I'm like, "Well, I was gonna do some of this stuff, and I could plaster cloth that area there, but doing plaster cloth while trying to manage a live stream is probably really challenging. Because then there's the whole cleanup process and all that, and ugh. Again, another thing I don't mind doing, but it's very, very time consuming. Same thing with, obviously ballasting and whatnot. Yeah, the way that it hugged that curve the last time it was here, I'm super excited to see that turbo running on the layout. All right, you have yourself a good night there. Stay safe. Actually, I'm probably going to be like very surprised at the amount of stuff that I got done here just tonight. It just, it usually takes a bit for it to kind of click in. But yeah, when you like push down now, like it seems a lot stronger. Like over here, right? Flex. And this here, it has a little bit of give to it. But obviously once you plaster it, then it's like, and it's solid, right? I kind of wanted to try the whole chicken wire thing as well. But, you know, just doing what I know, I guess. There's certain areas that I do want to try the spray foam. I don't know if anybody else has anybody else used spray foam before, where you spray it and then it expands. See, does the slope seem better now? Like it seems more. I don't know what word the contour. I don't know. Yeah, the window screen. I was thinking about doing something like that. I heard it's like really inexpensive. Like you can get a roll of it or something at Home Depot. There's so many different ways to do this. On the rails with Ryan, how's it going, man? So I'm just building right now, doing my weaving techniques. Although it's not much of a technique if, just using a glue gun. It's so weird how much of a difference adding something as stupid as cardboard like this, how much of a difference it makes. You know what I mean? When you look at that, and you can imagine the train just coming through. You know what I mean? And like, I mean that excites me because can't wait. But yeah, like I said, I have to finish this corner, and then I can put the module in here. So that'll take care of being able to do level 2. And then also from where I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting in a section of the layout that's the main benchwork is not in. And in this area is where the shops are going to go. That were built and painted and weathered by Bubs. Bubs is in the chat there. He was very nice to do that for me because even though I love doing that stuff, that's my bread and butter right there is building stuff. But if I spend all my time building kits and all that, none of this will get done. So he was nice enough to do that for me as a contribution to the layout to kind of help me out, and I really appreciate it. And there's even they all light up and everything. So what curves do I have? Like what radius are they, or like what do you mean? Because I've got a couple of different radiuses that I have to use throughout the layout. I try to stay above 30. This here, I want to say is a 34 or 35-inch radius. Goes from the very back here to the very back over there. It's a nice, smooth transition, and it also goes up 2% as well. I never do anything more than 2% on my grades. Yeah, anything else just seems scary. It's unnatural. But in other cases like this, I don't know if you can, yeah. So for this here, This curve is a 30, and that's about 2 or 2.5 inches apart. I can't reach my tape measure. So, yeah, whatever that is, just under 30, but it's because it's of where it is. It has to go from it comes off of the bridge here and has to go to the back. So I had to have this one a little bit smaller, but all my other ones are like 30 to 34 inch radiuses. Ooh, except for my helix. My biggest outside curve of my helix is 35 inches or degrees. 35, whatever, it's 35 inches from center. And because it's that big, I can have my inside curve 2 inches, about 2 inches. Like there's no rubbing. Even with the longer cars, absolutely no rubbing between long passenger cars, which is perfect, right? Because you definitely don't want that. I wish I could do like 36-inch radiuses on everything, but like if you've seen the space that I'm in right now, it's not that big. I'm sure Dennis or Justin could verify that. But yeah, because of the area, or like the size of my train room, I guess you can say, I'm giving up running space to put a helix in so that I have more running space by going up 2 levels. So yeah, it's tough, but you're trying to, you try to make the layout kind of work for the space that you're in. I could fit like a 4x8 in here, no problem, but I personally wouldn't be happy. I like Robin's layout. I want to see that layout. Man, it looks cool. Yeah. I wish I could get away with doing just one level as well. I think doing a helix was probably like not scary, but I was very hesitant about doing it. Although they've always intrigued me as far as, the build. I'm slowly making my way around the corner here, and I've still got lots of cardboard left, so I think we'll call it at 10 o'clock. I think I'll go till exactly 10. I mean, you guys have been like troopers already hanging out, even, this long, given what I'm doing, which is not anything crazy by any means. I don't have a PO box, but take a look at the screen for a second. Well, I mean, you're probably already looking at the screen. My email address is at the bottom of the screen there, gvoafterdark@hotmail.com. You can always email me if you have a question and whatnot. Let me know, and I'll get back to you. I'll let that sit for a minute. I'm an essential worker now. Is that what this is? First, my other job is being essential, although I still work from home. If anything, you're more essential than this. And you deal with the general public too. Whether it's driving or going to the Pokemon gym. It's all good. So I'm still making my way around this corner here. Hey, crossed anchors, how's it going? I hope you like basket weaving and cardboard, because that's exactly what I'm doing, except for the fact that I'm not making baskets. I'm making land forms, basically. But I'm doing it by weaving, so. I should have put a, what are they called? A warning at the beginning of the video. Only intended for those who like to watch paint dry. Or glue dry, either one. Either one. Because literally that's what's kind of going on here. I wonder if I can make this closer, because I feel like you guys could see more if I go like this. Yo, in this tripod here, I've got like this tiny little thing, and it's totally broken. Oh, there it goes. Actually, let's see if I can do this. Does it work? That's the spirit. That's the spirits. See what I did there? A little word play. What is your drink of choice? If you don't mind me asking, of course. That's true. That's true. It's probably like the only time you can drink and drive and never worry that you're going to get a ticket. Nice. Tequila on the rocks. Rum and diet. I'm like a JD and Coke kind of guy myself. I don't drink as often as you probably think I would. But you know, special occasions, I guess. Or with a, a nice meal or something like that. There was actually a Jack Daniels that came out, and it was like an apple cider kind of Jack Daniels. Like it had the apple cider flavor to it. And that intrigued me, but I cannot picture putting Coke in that with apple cider. So I had no idea. And I'm not about drinking that straight like that. So there was no way around that. Liberal tears and malted snowflake. Wah wah. Nice. Crown Royal is really, really smooth. Warms you up on a cold day. Pepsi. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, very dark. Chris, I didn't know you were a barista. Because that roast just got dark. one of these days, someone's going to invent a hot glue gun that melts the glue but does not burn your fingers. Riddle me that. Have a good night, cross tankers. Stay thirsty, my friends. Yeah. I have an eraser that I go like this and I clean it after. It's one of those it is what it is kind of things until I clean it, but it'll be all right. But yeah, I got to make sure to get that. I can't forget those. Yeah, sure, Sparky. Yeah, give me a second. Oh, welcome, by the way. Okay. So this is kind of like what we're working with right here, or what we have been working with. This entire area here needs to be done. And just filling it in. Literally been filling this in with cardboard. No worries, no worries. And yeah, I've done all this already and feeling pretty good about it. I got to still obviously plaster cloth all this, but in order for me to go up to the put the module here for second level, I need to do all this first. Kind of like my other corner, like way down there. So see how that's already all done? I've got like the modules above it. Whoa, shaky hand. Whoa. But yeah, so just kind of doing this as I go here. I think I can I turn that up a bit? Yeah. Here, I mean, in some cases you have to. There's a lot of planning that goes into the overall build for everything for the whole layout. Especially with the way that I'm building mine, which is probably, I don't know, I'm probably doing something wrong. Knowing me. But at the same time, I'm just trying to have fun with it because this is what I like to do, When you're having fun, that's all that really matters. And it sounds super cheesy, I know. Oh, I know. But that's the name of the game. And it still burns. What is your favorite engine? Mine is a GE EC44AC or a P42 DC. I've got a couple. My top favorite, I'd have to say, is an F40. And my second favorite is either a GP40-2 or GP38-2. But mostly the Jeeps, like Jeep 9s. They're in there. They're in the list. I think I have like a favorite of every style. Like if I'm going to do an SD 75s are my favorite of the SDs. Um, or Red Barns. Damn, there's so many. I can't really, how can you pick a favorite? It's like picking a favorite child. Obviously the younger. Just kidding. My kids don't watch this anyways. But anyways, so yeah, to answer your question, there's a long answer and there's a short answer. I'll say, F40s are my favorite, but if we're really breaking it down, you know, what's your favorite F unit? What's your favorite, whatever, you know, it's tough. It's super tough. I don't know. I don't know what it is. The younger one always seems to be like, they hold on to that cuteness a little bit longer than the older one. I don't know what it is. And then they try to get away with more, and it kind of works. I should know. I still do it, and I'm 36 years old. That's what I get for being the younger of the two. Although I'm sure my cuteness is long faded. Yep. Yeah, it's got to be the puppy eyes. Okay, on three, everybody's going to put their favorite locomotive into the chat. Now, you don't have to put like specific road name, just like, SD40, GP40, whatever, whatever your favorite locomotive is. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think. Okay, on three. Three, two, one, go. Favorite locomotive could be a diesel or a steam. Mac H, GMD1, love those GMD1s. F40, Royal Hudson. SD90 Mac, that's a big one. SD40, GP40, SD40. There was a moment there where I literally thought if I saw another SD40 made by a manufacturer, I was totally going to lose my, my cool. Although, they're really nice. Right? Yeah, the LRC logo. Oh, man, I gotta find one of those again. Chris, your layout is coming along really nicely as well. I'm really excited to see what you've been working on with that. MP40PH. That's a good one too. Tuner Motors, right on. Conrail for Sparky. Now, there's a couple of LRC locomotives at a shop that's out here in Ottawa, but all they have are DC. There's no DCC in sound. So if anybody is looking for an LRC locomotive, I've got the ins for you, but it's just going to be DC. And Dennis has the all blue LRC locomotive. You can't say you've got two LRCs without saying that you've got the all blue one. That's limited. Super limited. Yo, I'll take one. I'll take one of your LRCs then. I've sold you guys enough stuff. No, he has the all blue demo version with the big yellow Via on the side. They brought it when they did the live show with me, where it was all like super hard to find stuff. That's a good question. I'm not exactly sure how many were made, but usually a minimum of 300 is usually what manufacturers, or not manufacturers, but the warehouses where they make those. A minimum of 300 models is normally what is required. So they could have done 150 DCC and 150 DC, but that would be the minimum. Yo, Walthers. If you want really good passenger cars, all my money is on Walthers. Sure, like I get Rapido ones here and there, but if you want like phenomenal passenger cars, Walthers all the way. So here's the thing, like a lot of people find that, okay, well, I need to have cars with lights in them, right? And I'm sure this is one of those huge discussion things that obviously people will have. But how many people actually run their passenger cars with the lights on? Technically, if we're getting technical, unless you're running a night session, you probably wouldn't have the lights on, right? Well, of course you do, Dennis. There's always going to be one. It depends. Do you have the old ones or the newer ones? Because I did have some of the old Walthers ones that came in like it's like a tan colored box and there's like a bit of blue and red on it. Those I find derail. But the newer ones that come in the pure blue boxes, yeah, see, that's the thing. They switched up their trucks. The newer ones are amazing. Like if I could just run one car forever, it would be the Walthers ones. I can't even test those on my layout because it's not going to show me the imperfections that I'm trying to find, because they seem to, you know, they're I can't even describe it. Like they don't find the imperfections in your layout. It's kind of like having a car that cheats, you know? It's great. If I can say that. Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, those LRC cars, they look just as good with the lights off, because they've got those, like, it's almost like a tinted window, and it looks very sharp. Might be just me. Has anybody seen the new Via rail cars that have the blue and yellow stripe on them? I mean, yeah, it is just me. It has to be. Yes. Yes, I recommend the new ones. Comes in all blue box. I've got, I think I've got 4 of them. I want to build a whole via train with them, and a lot of people use those actually to convert to like the Canadian, where they'll put the Canadian decal right on the side of it. You can add your own. There's like a what do they call, the grab iron kit that you can get as well, and you can add all your exterior grab irons and stuff. Even, you know, even Walthers, like, and a lot of people ask me why I make a big deal about Walthers, because, you know, besides the pricing, of course, because like those GP9s that just came out, you know, for a sound GP9 locomotive, I paid $200, and that comes with ESU. They run really well. However, I've got a bunch of Walthers rolling stock as well, and compared to a lot of other manufacturers, honestly, like the couplers that Walther uses are surprisingly top shelf. I really, really like their couplers. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but their couplers are amazing. Let's see. What is your favorite short line railroad? Short line. I mean, so like I'm in Canada, so there's a lot of short line railroads, like OSR or Ontario Southland. I'm not even sure if you consider Ontario Northland a short line. Mind you, it is just in a very small area of northern Ontario, so I guess you could consider it short line. Even something like Go Transit, which is just a commuter service from one end of Toronto all the way down to what is it called? Niagara Falls. That's even, I mean, I think that you can classify that as short line. Ottawa Central, like those Ottawa Central locomotives that are coming out by Rapido, look really good too. The rail yard. The rail yard. I have no idea. The rail yard. I'm trying to think of. Oh wait, you must be talking to Chris. Okay, I'm used to people spelling my name wrong, so that's why. Athearn couplers are not so good. Yo, there's a lot of truth behind that, and I think that it doesn't even matter if it's a locomotive or rolling stock. I have a lot of issues with both locomotives and rolling stock coming in that, you know, coupler height is off and they don't line up, or it dips down, like it goes like this. And yeah, I don't know. I've had that with like the 200-ton crane that I got. That did it. And I have 2 of the GP38-2s from Athearn, my Zebras. One of those is really bad for that. So it's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie, it's a $300 locomotive. So, well, yeah, I mean, Robin, you're totally right, because I've been moving a lot of my stuff over to KD, and a prime example of that is the Go Transit cars from Athearn, because if you've ever purchased a Go Transit car from Athearn, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. They don't couple. They derail way too easily. So I had to overhaul mine, like a lot. And yeah, it included changing them over to KDs. And obviously fixing the wheel sets. I didn't replace the wheel sets. I had to extremely adjust them. I did a video. Yup. So I'm hoping that Rapido, because obviously they announced their Go Transit cars. I'm hoping that they do a way better job. Ow, 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 ow. Trying to think like that for a while, that hurts. Okay, better. As I'm making my way around the curve here. Is it so hard to believe, though? I mean, that video was awkward as hell, but still. I don't know if you guys even know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Oh, really? Yo, that's brutal. I mean, some of their cars do come with KD now, like the new Pro cores that they're doing. But it's like, why don't you want perfection right from the start? I demand perfection. I mean, I totally get it, though. Oh, hey, Perth Rail fan, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. And the same with the Canadian Rail fan. How's it going? I don't really have a shout out policy. I know every channel really has like their own method of doing things. You know, I don't really care too much for things like if I'm sure that if you're interacting and whatnot, people see who you are, and obviously like there's a different set of people that I have here than someone will have on their channel. So, you know, just let it be known that you're looking for more subscribers, I guess. But if you guys don't subscribe to On the Rails with Ryan, then go check out his channel. I don't think I've had time to really see any videos myself. I've just been super busy, but no worries. I remember when I was at 34 subscribers, and I know exactly what that's like. Getting over 100 subscribers is probably like the hardest thing that you'll ever have to do, ever. And I say that with great experience. Thanks, Lackawanna. See, that's what keeps us a community. Railroaders helping railroaders. And plus, he's got a CP icon, right? I can't get any better than that. Yup. Sparky says it absolutely 110% correct. Because, like, once you get to 100, like, all of a sudden you're at 150. And then for some reason you're at, 200 or 300. I don't think I can promote that, Dennis. Although it does have to do with tacos. Hey, Uncle Roy, how's it going, man? And Perth, thank you. You say dark side, but I mean, there is a light at the end of that tunnel. I don't speak from experience because I mean, I was never like a heavy smoker or anything at all. So I really can't compare or speak on that kind of regard. But all the more to you if you can. Yeah, it seems like a bonus. I'm almost around this corner, guys. It's getting there. Oh yeah, I gotta glue this piece in too. Look at that. And I had to cut it like that because the backdrop comes out a little bit because of this thing. Oh, you can't see that because of the whatchamacallit, the angle iron piece behind there. So that's right. Yep. So make sure that when you guys are subbing other channels, you know, obviously take the time to view what they're taking the time to post, right? Again, that's another thing, and Sparky can obviously vouch for this. You know, there's a lot of effort and whatnot that goes into, you know, doing a live show or putting together a video. You know, so obviously it's something that we all take pride in and whatnot. And you should at least take the time to watch some videos and comment, say hello. Like, don't tell me that you subbed them. Go tell him that you subbed them, right? I appreciate it, but I'm sure he appreciates it more. But no, it's cool that everybody comes together like this and, you know, watches paint dry, and, you know, we make new friends as well, right? Because I can't even tell you how many friends I have personally made just by doing this whole model railroading thing. It's funny because I was talking to Dave and Mark, I think it was either yesterday or today, and they were making some jokes and whatnot, and I'm like, where did I even find you guys? Like, you guys are the worst. And as a joke, obviously. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I found you online. As if, you know, my mom didn't warn me about guys like you. But obviously it was all in good fun. But yeah, all these guys, like Dennis, Justin, Sparky, right? Like, I met all these guys online through here, and they're probably like the nicest guys that I've ever met. You know, I've gone to high school with people that I don't even talk to or even really liked. But you guys, you know, you guys are awesome. I don't know if it's because we share in the same interests and whatnot, but I don't know. All right, on the rails, or Ryan, I guess I can say. You have yourself a good night. Thanks for watching, stopping in, and whatnot. Word, Joey. It's true. It's true. It's a tight knit community. Tweet like a toiga. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Like, with the whole tattoo thing. Like, I grew up skateboarding, and I was one of those guys. I mean, not, you know, causing trouble or anything, but, you know, tattoos and, you know, being, annoying, I guess. I don't know. When I think of myself as a kid, it's kind of weird because I'm pushing 40, which also sounds really weird to say. But yeah, you know, and now this. Now I play with trains and make YouTube videos. Go figure, eh? Which I'm sure there could be a lot of worse things that I'm doing, but not really. I prefer being indoors doing absolutely nothing. Or just, you know, doing the train thing. All right, Robin, thanks for joining us. You have yourself a good night. I mean, punk is kind of a stretch. It's not like I dyed my hair green or anything. That would have been a bit much. That's true. That's true. Like, you know, what? No, I did not have pink hair. Not even close. Uh, but yeah, you know, there's like when I was in high school, I took like advanced art and stuff like that, and like I can draw, and you know, I paint and stuff. I used to paint giant murals, and there was even a time where for projects we would draw a picture or whatever, and we would photocopy it to a clear sheet of what's it called, acetate, something like that. It's like that clear sheet of paper almost, and then you put it on a projector, and then we would project it onto the wall of the school, and then I did a huge mural on the wall in the school. And you know, when you're allowed to do something cool as cool as that, I mean, that, you know, that's just the bee's knees. And I totally elbowed the camera. My bad. I mean, it wasn't really graffiti. It was like it was at the end of a long hallway, and I made the square image, which was at the very end of the hallway, like a continuous hallway. Only it started to twist and warp, so it made it look like the farther down the hallway you go, the walls start turning, and it was neat. I mean, it's probably long gone now because every year, like every summer, they do a fresh coat of paint on the walls, right? So it's kind of sad that, you know, it's gone now, but whatever, it's all right. Eric, how's it going? We are doing some scenery stuff here. Well, not so much scenery, but we'll let you guys take a look here again. I'll move this. I have been weaving this entire thing with cardboard. Yeah, basically like I'm prepping to do plaster cloth and whatnot. Oh, neat. I was saying that to where to go, Drew Dude. Yeah, it's quite the thing when they leave your art up on the wall. I have no idea. I'm like, my school is back in Brampton, Ontario. That's where I went to high school. So, yeah. But I'm in Ottawa now, so it's a whatever thing. Yep, yeah. I wanted to try the well. Besides chicken wire, it's been recommended to use screen, like window screen, which is another one that I really want to try, but just haven't really gotten to it. I just do this because it's like honestly the cheapest thing that you could probably do. And because I have a lot of it to do, and plus I have a lot of cardboard. You ever go to IKEA and you buy like a dresser? Well, the giant box that it comes in, there's like a giant flat side, and it's probably about like 10 feet long and 3 feet wide. That's a good chunk of cardboard there that you can do strips and it'll fill an entire area like really well. Another thing I want to try is spray foam. Has anybody here used spray foam before? Oh, I do use pink foam as well. You can kind of see pink foam, but depends on the area. So in a case like this, and I'll kind of show you here. Okay, so I boxed this area here. Whoop. I'm going to kind of bring it up a bit. There we go. Okay, so I boxed this area in here with foam, right? So the fascia board is going to go right up against that. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I haven't done the landform for here yet. But usually I like to create a starting and stopping point for my cardboard. I would probably do the same thing if I did the chicken wire as well, or window screen, where I basically would glue it along here, and then do whatever form in the middle. But that's basically, like, I use foam for that. I will do a little bit of carving, as you can see right there, because that's such a small area. I won't be putting cardboard there. I'll just put that there, and then I'll put some whatchamacallit, plaster over it. But I kind of fill in this entire string here from about right there where that pink foam ends, all the way up to that big block of pink foam up there, which all that has to be carved out. But I think that's for another day. I've got lots to do already. And yes, that's right. My cat is being very talkative right now. Joey, I've done that a little bit in the past. It's very messy, to be honest with you. And the foam gets very expensive as well, depending on the size, where you just keep stacking and stacking. So it's tough sometimes. MDF for fascia, yeah, that poly board or whatever it's called, that thin wood that you can bend. I think it comes from Mexico. But yeah, that's definitely what I use for fascia. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for stopping by and chatting with us. Definitely, if you guys don't already sub to Chris W there, go and watch his new video because he's starting to build a brand new layout, and things are already looking great. So go check out his channel, please. Oh, I'm running out of space here. Let's see. Get no expansion foam to do it. It still expands. That's contradictive. Yeah, so my plan for the expanding foam, if you guys can see where my risers are there, there's a bit of area, like once I put my fascia right around that, there's going to be a tiny gap between the fascia and the pink, or not the pink foam, the riser foam there. So I was going to go down with the injector and fill all around it and let it come up, and then just, kind of carve it right at the top, just so it's solid right around there. Just in case, obviously, if you bump it, it's not gonna, break or bend or whatever. And I'll be able to do a bit of a landform down in that. Oh yeah, and guys can't even see. Okay, let me try that again. There you go. Okay, yeah, right where the cat is, right up there. See where that the risers are? I was gonna fill right in front of it, all the way around. Anyways, long story short, there's my cat. Yeah. She's happy to be here too. Let's see. Yeah, sorry. There's like not much room where I'm working right now, so being able to, turn is very limited. I wonder if I can I do this? Like my cable is longer, yet here I am struggling. Okay. Bam. How does that look? Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Nice. So like I originally designed, I never really talk about my tattoos because I don't like talking. I don't know. I'm very, if I have a private part of my life, probably it's probably my tattoos. I can tell you I got that the exact same day that I asked my now wife to marry me. Good story behind that. Where were we? So we were in Ottawa, and I planned a whole weekend thing out in Niagara Falls. So we drove down to Toronto, and we stopped in Mississauga, had lunch with my mom. Then we went for tattoos. I got this, and then she got I will carry your heart, or I will always carry your heart, and she got that along her rib cage. So they kind of, because obviously the bird has a heart there with it, and that's kind of the and then we went out to Niagara Falls, and I proposed to her and stuff. So yeah, everything has a story. I think that's the one story for today, though, because I'm very I don't know, I'm weird about talking about my tattoos and stuff, but I do plan on getting a train tattoo at some point. I think at 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to be like, you know what? That's probably legit enough for me to go get a tattoo. And I have a really good idea of what tattoo I want to get. But yeah. Have a good night, Sparky. Thanks for joining us. Nice. I have one full sleeve, so my right arm is fully covered, and then I have a bottom half sleeve on my left arm. And then like I've got like random tattoos all over. I don't even know how many tattoos I have in total, so I think I kind of lost count. I don't even really have a favorite or anything like that, but I really want more. I think the one place that I don't have tattoos are my legs, and it seems like I need tattoos on my legs. Yes, I am a trained professional in basket weaving, so that's where this comes into play. I could see like Michael's hiring me to teach a class on basket weaving. Uh, yeah. Oh, another glue stick, guys. How many is that now? Who's counting? Oh, see, that's good. The treasure hunt thing. See, like I'm not super creative in things like that. So where I'm sure she would have, liked a whole thing like that, I just took her by the falls to a very secluded area, um, because I knew that there would be tears on both ends, and so it kind of worked out. F40 front view. Are you saying that for like a tattoo? Actually, I guess I can show you guys because like I found this image online, and it's something that I've had with me for a long time, and I really like it because it's, I don't know. You can tell me what you think. Let's see if you can even see that. I'm gonna go closer. So obviously those are go transit cars and the skyline, right? And that's kind of my idea for a tattoo, something along those lines. But I wanted to have the words homesick, for two reasons. One of my favorite bands, they did an album, and the album was called Homesick. And also because I no longer live in Toronto anymore, there's certain aspects of Toronto that I really do miss. Obviously my family and stuff because they're out there, and then just life out there in general. Not that there's anything wrong with Ottawa. I'm I feel very I feel very fortunate to live in Canada. Um, I'm one of those I'm proud to be Canadians. I think that no matter what, and I hate to get all political, because I'm very not political, and like my channel is not a political channel, and I don't want to start anything political. But you should always be proud of where you came from, no matter what. That's just my 2 cents. Canada Pride. Oh man. So a couple of years ago, like just like the summer before this whole COVID garbage started, I took my very first vacation with my family down to Florida. We went to Disney World and whatnot. Um, it was so disgustingly hot. It was like I didn't even do much, and like my shirt, I rang it out at the end of the day. It was just gross. Oh man. I mean, I did a lot of walking, obviously, because that's what you do in Disney World. You just do a lot of walking. But like, damn, it like just the humidity. Like, I'm pretty sure I shed a lot of pounds just from sweating so much. Canada is awesome. I'm sure it's just like anywhere else, though, in the world where, there's nice areas, there's bad areas, there's beautiful areas, and then there's areas where you're like, really? The people that live here do not take as much pride in where they live that, that they should. They should take more pride in that. And it's honestly one of those things that probably happens everywhere. Like even Florida, like damn, Florida was gorgeous. Lots of green grass, sweet buildings, and like the infrastructure too. I'm huge into infrastructure. Now it's 10:30. I know I'm trying to like get as much of this done, but it's like, oh man. And then like obviously whenever when it gets close, there's like a whole bunch of like another wave of different viewers that come in. And I really like talking with everybody. Like that's my thing, right? Like, I could weave baskets all day long for the rest of my life, but doing this and talking with you guys, and you guys are cool enough to sit here and watch me do it, so I'm gonna chat with you. You used to live in a moose factory? What is a moose factory? Did you guys like manufacture mooses? Mises? I think the number one question that I get asked as a Canadian is, do y'all live in igloos? And whenever I meet an American, the first question I ask is, what are y'all hiding in Area 51 anyways? Just saying, you know? Like, it's a whole area with a lot of controversy. What's in there? Yo, that's some scary stuff. Although it kind of makes me wish that Canada had an Area 51, but it's like, where they keep Celine Dion or something. That the government's going to show up at my door like right now. What do you know about Celine Dion? In Area 51. I mean, I'm just doing a live stream. Check out these trains. Little green men. Yeah, I'll take Little Green Men over Predator any day. Let me tell you. Or E.T. E.T. is gross. I don't like E.T. I know a lot of people grow up watching E.T., but man, that stuff scared me as a child. All right. I can't believe I'm almost done all this, and then I'll be able to, like, plaster cloth it at some point, like tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow. I gotta be honest. Usually, when I do a stream like this, I don't do anything with the layout for a couple of days after. Because I already know that if Brendan's still in the chat, he's gonna message me tomorrow and be like, "Yo, did you plaster cloth it yet?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm still in bed. I haven't even gotten out of bed yet." I'll tell you what, I've got a few more strips of cardboard here. When I run out of cardboard, that's when we'll end it. Because at that point, there's truly, truly nothing left to do. Yup. Yo, and that laser thing that he has too. No more cardboard. I'm so sick of cardboard. Yo, and here's the thing, right? Because there's some fast food places that if you buy from them, they send it in a box that's almost like a pizza box, but only it's not pizza, it's your food. So the cardboard box that it comes in, which is a pizza box, is totally clean, right? Because it doesn't have like a greasy pizza in there. I will full on keep those cardboard boxes, and then I will cut them down and I will use them. I don't always get those though, because like you'll call, but I'm like either in the middle of something like extravagant, or I totally don't even have my phone with me. And that's usually because I'm doing something extravagant that I can't hold on to my phone at the same time. No, I do not own a U-Haul. Although, if I owned a U-Haul, I would have tons of cardboard. That is interesting. I feel like I should now. Damn it. So this is a tricky part here, because this is where the other scene kind of meets up with this scene. And in this scene, we've got what seems to be a bridge type thing. Not a bridge, a retaining wall. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Retaining wall. And this retaining wall needs something. It needs not to be so lame. I don't know. What was I going? Where was I going with this? So that should be shorter. That should be shorter. And you'd think I'd use a knife to do this properly, but nope. Okay, so I think I should glue that there. And when I say I think, I feel pretty good about that. The bridge establishment. Yes, yes. I'm going into full bridge mode. So this will be neat here, because I'm just kind of like, I know it sounds like I've got a plan. I really don't. And, you know, the more I think about it, the longer I sit here and I look at it. I look and I stare and nothing gets done. So that's why I do this live, because I'm just doing. I'm doing it mindlessly so that I just do it. And, you know, if there's an issue with it, I'll take it up with it in the morning, I guess. Because, yeah, that's why. I don't know. There's no other, like, I just, you know, I just got to do this. That's it. There's no, you know, there's no other two ways about this. Two ways from Sunday. Oh man, I should show you my box collection, because there's always a box that arrives every single day, whether it's for me or the wife or, you know, whatever. And I save all those boxes. It's how I'm able to ship, like, literally everything. Lackawanna, you have yourself a good night. And Perth Rail fan, you have yourself a good night. Have fun at school tomorrow. Which, you know, it's school, so hopefully you do cool school stuff, which would make it fun. Okay. Almost out of cardboard. Almost. Ah. Yeah, and you know what? The thing is that, like, I'm even like, man, like, I'm cutting my fingers out. Like, I'm getting like cardboard paper cuts, but it's like a cardboard cut, so it's like worse. So I'm getting like cardboard paper cuts on my like hands, and it sucks. I think I should just use some like hot glue to seal those so that it doesn't hurt anymore. There's no more cardboard in the back. And this is all I've cut up. Look, this is all I got left. This is all of it. I've got like 4 or 5 pieces left. Trust me, I wish I could keep going, but there's an extent to which people can tolerate my cardboardness. Y'all gotta go to bed. But where's the plaster cloth? That's right, we've also got plaster cloth. Just kidding. I'm not doing plaster cloth tonight. That's like the messiest stuff. I'm not saying I hate doing plaster cloth, but when it comes to doing plaster cloth over chores, I'm gonna do the chores. Yes. Yeah. Um, not even just the flex track, but putting on the rail joiners, because you have to snip the rail joiner because there's 2 rail joiners together, and then you snip them, and then you go to push it with your thumb onto the end of the track, and then it stabs your thumb. And you're like, that was a bad decision. Why did I make that decision? Oh, how do I keep the plaster cloth off the backdrop? Well, there is a very, very tiny amount of space, and I can kind of show you. I don't have an example here, but I can kind of show you. Oh wait, maybe I do. I'm going to use the cardboard as an example. All right, check this out. So let's say I'm going to do this area here. I'm going to slide newspaper, down it like that. Because there's a little, like, you can't really see it, but if I slide newspaper right in between the little foam lip, and the backdrop, it basically, it covers it. And I, put a piece of tape at the top so it holds it, right, as you could probably imagine. And that's how I prevent it from ruining my backdrop. You can use newspaper. Yeah, I use sometimes, like, I'll grab a piece of white printer paper. Like when I had to spray paint this track here, I would hold a white piece of paper here and I would spray like this. And obviously the back spray would go over the white piece of paper. So if I'm doing this area, I'm just holding the paper here and this moving it as I'm, spraying like this. And that's all I do. It's, again, keep it simple, right? It's just one of those things when I do like to think ahead, really. Yeah, it sucks. Between the calluses from, certain things and constantly poking and, like I sliced, which, is it this one? Yeah, you can kind of see it. And my middle finger there, right there, I sliced it before, and now I have nerve damage on my finger. So even though, like, I didn't require stitches or anything, it still sucked. And basically, whenever I stretch out my arm really far, including like with my, my fingers, like this, but like I go like all the way, I can feel the tendon right here pull, and it sucks right here. And it's it feels like tearing. So I got to be like super careful because that sucks. It's not a good feeling at all. I don't know if any of you have had like any like major surgery or anything, but if you've had surgery where they had to cut through, you know, muscle or tendon, then you'll know exactly the feeling that I'm talking about. And it's like a stabbing sensation. Ow, 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 ow. It burns. Burned myself again. Yeah, I tried to make my own risers with foam and an X-Acto knife. That was a terrible idea. It just went whoosh, like that and whoosh, and yeah, not cool. Not cool. I think I might have invented a few new swear words that day, let me tell you. Yeah, like with playing the guitar too, right? Like you get very calloused fingers from you know, jamming out, right? Jamming out. Really? Do those weights have sharp edges? Yeah, it's never fun. Like when I cut my finger, I was at my old house and it's obviously carpet in the basement and stuff, and I'm working away, and then that happened. And like you see it happening, you know it's gonna happen, but you do it anyways. And then you ask yourself afterwards, like, damn, why did I do that? I knew that was gonna happen, but you do it anyways. And then, you know, blood going all up the stairs and down the hall, and then, yep. Oh, geez. What are the dimensions of the room? I'm assuming that you're referring to the train area here, to which I am in right now. Um, hmm. How long is this room? It is, I want to say 18. Wait, 8 and 8 is 16. 17, 18. It's about 18 feet long, which is from where I'm sitting right now, like with this back wall here. So we're going from this back wall down through my yard towards my helix. That's 18 feet. Now where the camera is going this way, there's a little wall there, but then on the other side there's more layout, and then there's a wall, like an actual wall. And the length of that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I want to say 14 feet. So it's about 18 by 14. I want to say. I might be wrong. No, that sounds about right though. 18 feet. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Because that's probably as close to what it is as I'm gonna get. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of me burning myself and cutting my fingers here, not on purpose, of course. Cardboard cuts, like paper cuts, and then dealing with hot glue. It's just, it is what it is, right? Oh, geez. I'm not even sure how many scale miles it is. We are still renting. So even though I've got these 2x4s going up the walls, they're actually, this whole layout here is one solid piece, and it's not attached to the wall at all. But this is like one of those kind of long-term rentals or rent-to-own kind of situations that I'm in, where for the person that we're renting from, they've been really good. And if they're ever going to just say, well, we don't want to do the whole rental thing anymore, then we will be first on the block to buy. Because there's no way I'm doing this again. or move. Ugh. Moving is the worst. As I make a video tomorrow. So the layout's coming apart. Gonna start over again. Those are always the worst. I still remember when I made my video for the last layout that I had, where I had to take it apart because we were moving here, and I knew that layout would not fit here the way that it was at the old house. And the video I made was like literally like my phone was ringing off the hook after I posted that, because people were like, oh my god, what's going on, are you okay? Obviously people care, right? But I wasn't very I didn't really explain much in the video. It was just, a sad song playing while I box up stuff. I'm kind of a jerk like that. Yeah. We were very fortunate in the fact that we took a whole month to move in. So there was no like, okay, one truck, one day, one moving day, and it's all done. No, we got a whole month where I would bring over like 2 carloads of stuff a day. And then one day I did a whole U-Haul cube truck with every single bin that we have. And then second last week of the month, we had professional movers come and bring like the big stuff, like the stuff that I just don't want to lift, like like those big heavy dressers and stuff like that. Like there was no way I was doing that. So yeah, they did that stuff. And honestly, at the same time, I brought over like all my train stuff in my car, and I had already started building part of the layout because I already had some 2x4s. And then I also went to the store and I got 2x4s. And then I dropped them off at the house because I just couldn't wait. But it was that amount of time between the whole moving, packing, and whatnot that I'm also planning, right? And everything that you're seeing here is all part of that plan, which is, it's kind of neat when you think about it. Because, I wanted this bridge section, I wanted a train to go under the bridge. I had already decided at that point, I'm like, okay, fine. Well, now that I have the measurements, I need to decide, am I doing a helix or am I not doing a helix? And then I ended up doing a helix. And then because of the size of it and whatnot, I'm like, okay, well, if I do it, it has to be this size. Okay, I guess I'm doing it that size. So. Thanks. I mean, with the old layout, I'm not going to say that there was problems with it, but there was a lot that I wasn't thrilled about. Even with this one here, like there's certain things that I'm just not thrilled about, but you have to work through it, right? And you have to see what works, see what doesn't work. There's a lot of trial and error involved, I guess you could say, but it's all part of it. It's still going. No, the Ontario Northland is still very much alive. I'm always seeing posts from the guys that do a lot of photographing up in the North Bay area. I hear they're getting a grain facility up past North Bay, but it's going to help a lot of farming industry up there, which is great because I love cylindrical hoppers, and I do hope that they buy all the current cylindrical hoppers because they're all being decommissioned in a couple of years. Because there's, and I'm sure Brandon knows all the logistics. Brandon, the new, like the replacement for the cylindrical hoppers, the thing that has a larger capacity. What car is that? The 5150s, yes. So the 5150s are the newer, higher capacity cylindrical hoppers. So they're decommissioning all the, all those Canadian and, even the ones that say Alberta and Saskatchewan. They're supposed to be decommissioning those because they're no longer, they're not a high capacity hopper. And I'm out of glue. Or not glue, cardboard. I'm out of cardboard. So can we take a last look? We'll take a last look at what I've kind of accomplished here. I'm just going to kind of fill this in a little bit. Oh, it's only 8 o'clock where you are. It's 11 o'clock where I am. It's also known as way past my bedtime. Ooh, ow. Are they fixing them or are they making them a larger capacity? Ow. Because they could be making them just like larger. who knows? I don't know all the logistical stuff. I just, I read a lot of these info things or forums about certain rail stuffs in Canada. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here. Let's see. So this is just an aerial view of what we did. The back part I didn't get as much done on the back part as I got done on the front section here. But imagine for a second, imagine if you will, that you're the train. This is basically what you're seeing. Nice. Great. And for here, like, I gotta obviously add a bit more cardboard right in there. It's not a huge deal. But I was sitting on that bin there, and this area here, like, obviously I can't put this area in yet, but I'm gonna kind of show you, obviously, because if you're curious. Whoop. Obviously, it needs to be raised up. It'll be that height there. I think I need like a 6-inch 2x4. It'll go right here. And then this entire area, so from here all the way over here, it will have rail shops, a paint shop, an office, and then this still is going to slope down right around, like it's going to slope down to it. And yeah, do a nice little scenicking thing there as well. That's basically it. That's my work for today. That's all I can really do right now. That's all I'm willing to do. But I really appreciate everybody coming out and watching. And let's see, is there any last comments that I missed here? I want to make sure that everybody's good. Market Yard, mostly Alberta. New brakes, new trucks. Nick the Train Nerd, how's it going? Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So this is where I end. Oh yeah, check out my cool shirt. Whoop. Mark got that for me for Christmas. One of two. This a Go Transit. Nice. I forgot to show him when he was in the chat. He'll go back and watch it. Probably not. But I want to say goodnight and thank you very much for coming and stopping by and cheering me on while I get my cardboard weaving done. Still lots more to do. Obviously, I've got two more levels to go of this sucker here, and you can come along for the ride. So again, GVO After Dark is in 2 weeks. I'll figure that out next week. But next week, go over to Mark's channel, M&M Rails, because he's going to be showing off a lot of cool stuff. And also, he's been hard at work on his layout. So I'm sure that you want to take a look and see what he's been up to these past few weeks. Other than that, I'm Go Veer, Go Home. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.